The Borla Stinger S-Type dual exhaust system with black tips and a same side exit, fitting all 14 to 18 5.3 powered Silverados and Sierra 1500s. It's perfect for the truck owner looking for a good middle grounder in terms of volume and tone, with one of the most well-manufactured exhausts on the market, and doesn't mind paying top dollar for it. In Borla's range of mufflers, you start with the lowest in volume, which is going to be your Touring. Then you move up to the middle ground, which is going to be this one. That's the Stinger, or S-Type as it's called sometimes. Then you move up to the daddy of them all with the Attack. Now, if you're looking for a little more or a little less, you can always go with those options, but this one is a good middle grounder and delivers a more deep tone rather than the Attack, which is a little bit more on the raspy side, and it turns up the volume a little more than the Touring. I'm gonna give it a strong 3 out of 5, maybe even a 4 on our Wake the Neighbor scale. Build quality for this kit is going to be bar none, as you'd expect, not just because of the high price tag with this one, but because Borla is one of the biggest players in the premium exhaust game for quite some time now, and they have solidly earned their reputation as one of the best in the business. Borla manufactures this catback out of 304 stainless throughout, starting with 2 3/4 inch diameter inlet piping, which goes into your S-Type muffler and then splits into dual 2 1/4 inch pipes, ending in some huge 4-inch slash-cut rolled tips embossed with the Borla logo that are both going to exit right behind your rear passenger tire. Borla bends their pipe using mandrel bends. Now what that means is they actually bend it from the inside, and that creates a smooth wall on the inside of the exhaust. That's perfect for making sure the exhaust doesn't have any turbulence as it exits, and that creates power. Also, that 304 stainless is great if you live in any salty winter conditions. It's pretty much your best choice, and it's going to remain looking like this and making noise for years to come. Before we move on to the install, I just wanted to make a quick note that this is only going to fit your shorter wheelbase Silverados and Sierras. So that's your double cab with the standard box, crew cab with the short box, and the crew cab with the standard box. So if you have any of those setups, this is going to go on extremely easily. If you have one of the longer wheelbase trucks, let's say the double cab with the long box, you are going to need the extender pipe that does not come in the kit. You will have to buy that separately. Borla also offers you a ton of options with the Stinger here. This is one of the most popular ones on our site. You have the choice of chrome tips with the dual rear exit and a choice of opposite side exits as well. This catback is going to be priced around the $1150 mark, but for one of the best options on the market from Borla, with this quality of manufacturing and materials, I think it's worth it, and you get what you pay for. Install is going to be on the easy side as well. Again, you get what you pay for, and this thing did not take us long at all to get on our truck. There was no bending or no hammers to get this to fit perfectly straight out of the box. For that, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches. Should take you around an hour, maybe 2 tops, to get this on your truck. So with that being said, let me show you how to get this installed. Tools required for this install include an impact, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, exhaust hanger removal tool, and some spray lubricant like WD-40. So first thing first, we got to get our factory catback out of the way. Now that is a pretty simple process. We're going to start by undoing this 13mm clamp right here. Then the whole thing is just held up with some exhaust hangers. We're going to hit those with some WD-40, then use an exhaust hanger removal tool to push those out, and the whole thing should drop out in one big piece. Now if you are working on the ground, you might have to make some cuts in order to get it out from underneath the truck. Since we're on a lift, we're going to do the whole thing in one shot. So with our factory system off the truck and on the ground next to our Borla, you can start to see how much of an upgrade the Borla kit is. We ditch all this old factory rusty aluminized steel, this big factory muffler and resonator, in exchange for a sleeker, less restrictive Borla S-type muffler, starting in some 2 3/4 diameter piping before the muffler, which splits into dual 2 1/4 inch pipes that both exit right behind the rear passenger tire and end in some huge 4-inch black slash cut tips embossed with the Borla logo. So without any further ado, let me show you how to get this installed on your truck. We're going to start by grabbing the inlet pipe. So before that pipe goes into place, we're just going to grease up our hanger. And then the arm can slide right in, and that should go underneath of the pipe. And then it mounts to this ball clamp, and we're going to tighten that down using a 13mm socket. So before we tighten this clamp, and this goes for all the clamps in the kit, you just want to hand tighten them for now. That's going to give us much needed wiggle room once we're at the end of the install to make adjustments and make sure it sits correctly. Next is going to be the muffler assembly. Before we hang that up, I'm just going to grease our hanger, and we can throw that in place. And you'll also need the larger diameter clamp in the kit. And we can tighten down this clamp using a 15mm socket. It's always a good idea to turn them up out of the way, gives you a little more clearance. And lastly is going to be our tailpipe and tips, and again we're just going to grease our hanger, and then we can throw that in place. And we're going to use these smaller diameter clamps in the kit to secure that to the muffler pipes. And again, we're just going to snug up these clamps using a 15mm socket. With everything roughly in place, now's the time you want to give everything its final adjustments. Once you have it seated, you can run through and tighten down all the clamps. And that is going to do it for my review and install of the Borla Stinger S-Type dual exhaust system with black tips and a same side exit, fitting all 14 to 18 5.3 Silverados and Sierra 1500s. Keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.